Alright guys, hello there, Mike here, and this is the MLB Trade Deadline. I am stuck on Jefferson's Twitter, because that's where we are going right now. Biggest trade of the deadline so far, Max Scherzer, trade Turner to the Dodgers for a massive prospect haul. So let's check MLB transactions like right now. Okay, transactions. Here we go. So, okay, so we know Trey Turner is on the 10-day IL. Daniel Hudson roster status changed by Washington Nationals. He's involved in a trade with the San Diego Padres. Okay, MLB Trade Deadline Tracker. Okay, sporting news. Rizzo's going to the New York Yankees. Padres and Mariners are eyeing Twins ace Jose Barrios. Nationals adding Mason Thompson and shortstop Jordy Barley in return for Daniel Hudson. So that's the Daniel Hudson trade. The Red Sox have acquired Kyle Schwarber from the Nationals. That's getting Aldo Ramirez in the Schwarber deal. On 6 prospect additions, by the way. Now, the Schwarber deal. This is a big deal. The full return is catcher prospect Keibert Ruiz, pitchers Josiah Gray and Gerardo Carrillo, and outfielder Donovan Casey. These guys have been tearing it up in AAA. So, this is a big haul for the Washington Nationals. The Rizzo trade, it's Anthony Rizzo and cash considerations for the Cubs, in exchange for minor league right-handed pitcher Alexander Vizcaíno and outfielder Kevin Alcantara. Now, the Mariners finalizing a deal to acquire Diego Castillo from the Rays. Dodgers are adding Danny Duffy in exchange for a player to be named later. And Blue Jays acquire Brad Hand for AAA catcher Riley Adams. Another big trade was Yankees getting Joey Gallo. Ezekiel Duran was one of the prospects acquired in the Gallo deal. So, I'm going to be tracking each deal as it goes down. Now, what deals would I like to see made before the 4 p.m. deadline? Obviously, Chris Bryant. Javi Baez is another name in consideration. Where would I like to see him go? Well, I'm a Mets fan. I'd like to see them go to the Mets, especially Baez. Lindor said that he wants to play with Javi Baez. And they played together on, I believe it was the Puerto Rican World Baseball Classic team. We got about 4 hours to go before the trade deadline. Byron Buxton and Max Kepler are also potential trade bait. So I'd like to see those deals done. Sean Armstrong of the Rays heading to the Orioles for cash. No, Sean Armstrong's heading to the Rays in exchange for cash. Okay. Excuse me. That trade just went down. And this is per MLB Network. We're gonna have MLB Network on all day. Anyway, I'm gonna pose this question to you, chat. Yeah, I remember that. Paul O'Neill. Let me know in the chat, what players would you like to see moved before the deadline? Remember, that deadline is at 4 p.m. Eastern. Yankees are going to be in on Barrios, no question. Mets need rotation help. They're going to be in on Barrios. They need a big bat. They're going to be in on Brian and Baez. Pineda's going to be trade bait. Kenta Maeda is going to be trade bait. Pineda's a free agent after this season, so he's going to command a lot on the open market. Yeah, how deep do you think Minnesota goes into that collateral? Since he's going to need a shortstop. So what do you think here? I'd like to see Trevor Story get moved too. He's been the subject of trade rumors. It is 12:10 p.m. on the East Coast. Less than 3 hours to go before the hard trade deadline. Normally it's July 31st, but that falls on a Saturday and there are games on Saturday. So, you don't want to interfere with a whole plethora of games. So, this year it's July 30th. Next year it will be on its usual date of July 31st. Barring a strike. And we do not mention strikes on this channel. I'm going to be on until around 1:30 because I've got a memorial to go to. And I'll be back around 4:35 o'clock to recap each and every single one of those deals. Ooh. Starlin Castro busted for domestic violence. 30 games. Starlin Castro just got himself busted. So let me check in with Jeff Passan. Starlin Castro's trending. Yep. Per Ken Rosenthal, 30 games without pay, fined undisclosed amount for violating league's joint domestic violence policy. And I do not trust Bob Nightingale. Oh yeah, Craig Kimbrell is also the subject of trade rumors. So that's another player I would like to see moved. But who do you think is the likeliest to be moved by 4 p.m.? I think Kimbrel. I think Kimbrel might head back to Atlanta. That's my hot take. Baez and Bryant to New York in a package deal. But not the Yankees, to the Mets. Baez and Bryant to the Mets in a package deal. Scherzer's going to the Dodgers. Dodgers and Nationals are just hammering out final details. Hudson's going to the Padres. This deadline moves for no GM. Oh, slide into my GMs. Nice one, you guys. I'm watching MLB Central right now. But, oh my god. I did not predict the Scherzer-Turner deal. I did not. Running a Major League Baseball team is not easy. I'm checking my phone right now. Huh? What is this? No, impersonator account. So Trevor Story, Bryant, Berrios, Luke Voigt. Surprising to see him here on the list of players in trade talks. Craig Kimbrel, not surprising. Kyle Gibson. I think Luke Voigt stays with the New York Yankees. I don't see him going anywhere. Maybe Milwaukee, but I doubt it. Corey Seager to St. Louis? I don't see it. I'm not falling for impersonator accounts. I'm not. Especially impersonator Jeff Passan accounts. I'm just going to be refreshing Twitter all day. Most likely Pirate to be dealt? Probably Ben Gamel. Per Ken Rosenthal, a Berrios trade is likely, according to The Athletic. Blue Jays appeared a leading option. Wow. All this time we were thinking it's gonna be the Mets, or it's gonna be the Dodgers, or the Padres, or the Nationals, or the Yankees. But the Blue Jays have come out as the leading suitors for the services of Jose Barrios. It'll be interesting to see what they give up for Jose Barrios. Oh boy, Jose Barrios. More than likely traded today. Oh my, Blue Jays. Barrios to the Blue Jays. This is a perfect storm right here. Yeah, the Cardinals are set to take on the Twins tonight. And it's looking like Barrios will not be the starter pending a change in the negotiations in the Jose Barrios trade. It's looking like the Blue Jays, of all teams, the Toronto Blue Jays, getting Jose Barrios. Right now it's Yenshin Ryu, Robbie Ray, Manoah, Steven Matz, Ross Stripling, Thomas Hatch in their rotation. Imagine Jose Barrios as part of the Blue Jays starting rotation. That could make them AL East champs. That could allow them to challenge the Red Sox for the American League East. But oh my God, Barrios. And others saying Richard Rodriguez will likely pirate to be traded. I could see that. I could see Gamble or Rodriguez traded. I can't see Chris Stratton traded. Don't trust Nightingale. Rays are pushing hard for Trevor Story. He's been a topic of conversation leading up to the deadline. Does he stay or does he go? I think he goes. To what team? I don't know. But, wow. I'm in shock. Barrios. Hello, Go Caps. How are you this afternoon? Like I said, I'm going to be on until around 1:30. Oh, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, but I'm going to be on until around 1:30. I've got a memorial for one of my professors to go to. Gonna be back on around 5. I've been alright. Yeah, but I'm going to be back on around 5 to recap the trade deadline, recap all the deals that have gone down, and talk about where these deals are going to put the teams that were involved in this trade deadline. Where I project each of these teams going forward. Yeah, I'm surprised about Castro. I did not hear anything about any domestic violence allegations, but 30 games without pay, this is going to hinder the Nationals significantly. Hey, Gavin, let's go Mets. Mets start up with the Reds tonight. I'm a Mets fan. Born and raised a Mets fan. Thank you, Mom. I'm hoping the Mets make a move. I'm hoping they make a move for Baez or Bryant or both. Or maybe Trevor Story. They've been linked to Trevor Story recently. But I'm not sure. Their owner has a whole boatload of money. At last check, $18 billion and climbing. So money's not an object for Steve Cohen. I think the only national that is worth taking is Juan Soto, and he's the future of your franchise, so we're not touching Juan Soto. The Dodgers have already taken Max Scherzer. Daniel Hudson's going to the Padres. Dodgers have taken the Dodgers have taken Trey Turner. Blah. So, what else is there left to take in Washington? Other than Congress. I crack myself up sometimes, you know? I crack myself up. Red Sox took Schwarber. That was a bit of a surprise. But the Red Sox need a big bat. They needed a big bat, and I think they got that big bat. Now I'm just waiting for my Mets to make a move. If they don't make a move, that's a Wilpon move. Because I cannot stand, and I do not stand the Wilpons. I cannot stand the Wilpons. And I've made this painfully clear that the Wilpons were the worst owners in history. But yeah, Hudson's going to solidify the back end of the rotation, the back end of the bullpen in San Diego. So that was a good move by the Padres right there. Very good move there. Scherzer wants to go west. He's made it obvious that he wants to go west. And LA is a good fit. LA is going to be a good fit for Max Scherzer. He's still got a couple more years of team control. And if the Nationals can re-sign Juan Soto to that long-term extension, I think they can build around him for another championship run in a couple of years. They already got a huge prospect haul from those trades. So, the trade deadline's already been good to the Nationals. Now, they were the top prospects in the Dodgers organization. They were tearing it up in AAA. So, they're going to be good for the Washington Nationals going forward. And if the price is right, the Cubs can get a good haul for both Baez and Chris Bryant. The question is, where do they go? Where will they go? Will they go to the Mets? Will they go to Tampa? Will they go out west? That's the question. Where will they be come 4 p.m.? Or will they stay in Chicago? I know Chicago's going through some tough times. They're going through a fire sale. Nationals are going through a fire sale. And LA's loading up for another championship run. And they're looking like a stout team. No question about it. Seattle's loading up. They're building around Jared Kelenic. And they're going to be a troublesome team. The one team I don't know what they're doing is the Arizona Diamondbacks. And do not fall for any impersonator accounts. Do not fall for any Jeff Passan imposters. Don't fall for any Rosenthal imposters. Oh yeah. Rizzo to the Yanks, and what's next? No question about it. Rizzo to the Yanks. That was a good deal. You have no clue what the Cardinals are doing? Yeah, that's another team I don't know what they're doing right now. So let's go to the trade deadline hashtag. Oh, my mesmerized guys. My mesmerized guys. Oh! I think it's official. Berrios to the Blue Jays per Ken Rosenthal. So let's check the trade deadline tag on Twitter. But Berrios to the Blue Jays. It's official according to Ken Rosenthal and The Athletic. John Gray not likely to be dealt. Berrios, we know, is now heading to Toronto. Who else? Gibson? Maybe Marquez? Jordan Lyles? Oh, snap! Simeon Woods Richardson, a former Mets prospect, is part of the deal that's sending Jose Berrios to the Twins. And that one is per John Morosi. Yes. And Cardinals don't gotta face Berrios in Toronto. Yeah, that one was per Ken Rosenthal. Berrios to the Blue Jays. Source tells The Athletic. And Simeon Woods Richardson is part of that deal. I'm gonna be waiting for more info. St. Louis buying with 2022 in mind. Yeah, I could see that. No question about it. Anyway, I'm gonna get myself some lunch. I'll be right back.
And now Ross Strickland on the mound, and this I got nothing but love for Toronto and the people that come out in droves to support that team. It's different, and going up there, you say to yourself, they're not just one state or one city's team; they're the entire country's team. And it was noticeable when we would travel from coast to coast. It didn't matter where you were playing, especially in Seattle. I felt like we had a home game there. So kind of to give these people that push forward with a Barrios, with a Brad Hand, this young core of controllable starting pitching arm. I wonder at what cost. I'm interested to see the prospect package. Boy, this has got a chance. I had a phenomenal time representing that organization.
I also think about the trickle-down effect within that division.
Wow. Jose Barrios. Jose Barrios to the Blue Jays. Now, how does the rest of the AL East respond to Jose Barrios now in their division and bolstering the rotation for the Toronto Blue Jays? We already have guys like Robbie Ray and Hyunjin Ryu. How does the rest of the division respond to that? Yeah, Woods Richardson came over to the Blue Jays in the Marcus Stroman deal in 2019. He's the Blue Jays' number 4 prospect. He was tearing it up in AAA. But, oh my god. This... I don't know what this is. Wow. Oh my god. This is a shock to the system. But then again, when is the trade deadline ever not a shock to the system? Yeah? 2 p.m.
Better get going. Better get your act in gear. Jeans aren't appropriate, dude. And make sure you shave and make sure you make your bed.
Actually, I better be off now.
You better get yourself in gear because you want to get there probably no later than 1:30.
So, I think I better be off right now, but I'll be back around 5 to recap. So, sorry for a short stream. Sorry for a short stream, but I'll be back around 5 to recap. Alright?